I will call the meeting to order. If everyone could please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
With allegiance to the flag of the United States, the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
I would like to welcome everyone to the township this evening. We have a packed room. This is so exciting to see. We have a special presentation coming up soon. So welcome. First, citizens to be heard for any agenda items. I'm looking out at the township building. I do not see any hands raised at the moment. Anyone in Zoom? Abby, I'm so used to looking at you over there. No. All right, we will move on to the exciting part of our evening here. This is a ceremonial swearing in for, I believe, 2 officers for promotion. Anytime that we can promote, shed some light on our wonderful police force here in Count Township, this is a perfect opportunity. Both officers have done an outstanding job, definitely deserve the promotion. And it is so good to see family and friends here in the township building to support them as well. So before I ask the chief to stand up to the podium for the swearing in, I would like to just say on behalf of the commissioners here, the township staff, and all of Count residents, we thank you for your commitment, and all the officers here. It is so good to see everybody showing up for this. But your commitment and dedication to keep our township safe, we thank you very much for this. All right, Chief, if you can.
January, February, and March had low turnout. So you asked me to fill the room. I filled it.
Thank you.
Evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Tonight, it's my pleasure to recognize 2 of our officers who, after a competitive testing process and with the approval of the Board of Commissioners, have been promoted to the rank of corporal. Promotion is always an incredible accomplishment, but it comes with a great deal of added responsibility and accountability. The position of patrol corporal in our department occupies the first level of supervision. Patrol corporals are responsible for personnel management, situational awareness, and all department operations, both reactive and proactive throughout their shift if you didn't get the memo. Promotions and supervisory positions are critical to managing a police department, but I can assure you that regardless of rank, there are many leaders, current and future, within this police department that display real leadership qualities every day. So President Mullen, if you would join me, please, I will read a brief bio of each promotee and then ask them to come forward for you to administer the law enforcement oath of honor. So we'll do ladies first. I ask Sam to write items in the page side of cut. Corporal Samantha DiFrancesco. Sam holds an associate degree in criminal justice from Bucks County Community College. She attended the Temple University Municipal Police Academy. She's been employed by our department since December 2021. Sam is the recipient of the department's highest award for valor and the Police Chief's Award for Outstanding Community Service. Sam is also a field training officer, standardized field sobriety testing operator. So President Mullen, if you would.
Just raise your right hand. Perfect. Repeat after me, please. I, Corporal Samantha DiFrancesco,
I, Corporal Samantha DiFrancesco,
on my honor, never betray my badge,
on my honor, will never betray my badge,
my integrity,
integrity,
character,
my character,
or the public trust.
the public trust.
I will always have the courage to hold myself
I will always have the courage to hold myself
and others accountable for our actions.
and others accountable for our actions.
I will always uphold the Constitution,
I will always uphold the Constitution,
the community,
the community,
and the agency I serve.
and the agency I serve.
So help me God.
So help me God. Thanks.
This is Corporal DeFrancesco certificate of promotion certifying Samantha DeFrancesco has been promoted to corporal effective April 6th, 2025.
Yeah.
My dad.
Oh.
Do you know how to do this? Like, or
The insurance.
Oh.
Get it right.
makes sense.
Oh.
Corporal Michael Cabry. Michael has a Bachelor of Science degree in Business Management from St. Francis University. He attended the Montgomery County Community College Municipal Police Academy. He's been employed by our department since July of 2021. Mike previously served in the United States Army with the Callan Township Police Department, the Westtown East Goshen Regional Police Department, and the Chester County Sheriff's Office. Mike is a recipient of the department's Distinguished Unit Citation and a Letter of Commendation. Mike is also a certified bike patrol officer, field training officer, standardized field sobriety testing officer, and advanced roadside impaired driving enforcement operator. President Moore.
Repeat after me. I, Corporal Michael Cabry,
I, Corporal Mike,
on my honor, will never betray my badge,
on my honor, never betray my badge,
my integrity,
my integrity,
my character, or the public trust.
public
I will always have the courage to hold myself
have to hold myself
and others accountable for our actions.
and others accountable for our actions.
I will always uphold the Constitution,
I will uphold the Constitution,
the community, and the agency I serve.
the agency I serve.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Wait.
This is Corporal Cabry's certificate of promotion that certifies Michael Cabry has been promoted to corporal effective April 6, 2020.
Go on.
Oh.
Well, I have everyone here who's here for the promotion. You're more than welcome to stay for the rest of the meeting if you'd like. Otherwise, thank you again for attending. This is a real special moment, not just for the promotees, but obviously for their families, because families who are married to police officers also make a huge sacrifice. So thank you again for being here. Drive safe going home unless you want to stay. And Staff Sergeant Miller be dismissed. June.
All right.
That was the highlight of our evening.
For a moment there, I thought we were gonna have a full house.
Meeting. We should have had coffee, donuts.
Coffee donuts, yes.
Said coffee with the chief tonight. Should have had coffee with the chief tonight. Send the people home. No refreshments. That's not nice. You got a full house and he doesn't have any refreshments.
Okay.
We'll be better prepared.
Good job. All right, let's move on. That was exciting.
Ugh.
It's downhill from here. We have the solicitor.
Hi,
Ordinance
everybody.
25-02. Hi, Kristen. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you. Congratulations to the new officers. That's awesome. Their promotions. I was asked by Dawn to put together an ordinance to authorize the creation of an environmental advisory council. I recognize that you guys had a sustainability, what did you call it? Sustainable Community Task Force, and they came up with lots of recommendations. I think out of that work came the desire of the Board of Commissioners to create a separate environmental advisory council. There is a statute in Pennsylvania that authorizes municipalities such as Cowan to create such a organization or an agency, sub-agency, I guess I would call it, of the board. And the ordinance here would be a new chapter within the Cowan Code. I just picked chapter 17 because the way general code does it, it's chronological and it's alphabetical. So that would be the appropriate chapter if you were to adopt this ordinance. And it really just models the state law in terms of the board being the one that appoints the members. Your committee, your council can consist of no less than 3 and up to 7. So that would be 1. You can keep it like that with that language, or if you'd like to list specific number. I think having the flexibility to say, you know, not less than 3 and up to 7 is good in case you can't find enough people to serve on it. But it's up to you if you wanted to make a specific number, as long as it is between 3 and 7, you're consistent with the state law. But as far as the other terms that are within this ordinance, they're pretty much verbatim from what the state statute allows. As far as members are not compensated, they serve at the discretion of the board, they can adopt their own bylaws. And then the authority of the council is, again, just verbatim from what the state law provides. So this is just for you to decide if this is the direction you'd like to go. And if so, this is an ordinance that would require a 1-week advertisement in advance of holding a public hearing to adopt it.
Okay. Commissioners, any comments, questions?
I think it's a long time coming. This group did a tremendous job.
Working hard without. Anyway.
Bless you. In fact, I was bragging about this group at the Cato meeting prior to this one. Yes. Excellent job with this. And these are guidelines that we need to follow because some of the, like one of the rulings was the Board of Commissioners actually assigns the chairperson, which we don't
Yeah,
really
that-
do. Other
That
boards.
came from the law. That came from the state law.
Okay, so that's just something we need to follow.
Yeah, it specifically says the appointing authority, which is the Board of Commissioners, shall designate the chairman of the council.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that does straight from the state law.
Okay, and one of the other items is one of the members need to be from the Cowan Township Planning Commission. And luckily, we did have one that was involved in this whole sustainability.
There he is.
There he is. So that kind of rules that out. That's perfect.
It actually, the way the state law
Except,
reads, the state law reads whenever possible. I think that's how I worded it, didn't I?
Yeah, when possible.
Yeah, when
month.
possible. So, yeah, when possible. So if there isn't somebody on the planning commission that also wants to serve on this, that's okay. But if
think-
there is, then that's even better.
Okay.
So if the board's comfortable, what we would do is somebody could make a motion to authorize advertisement. And you could do this, well, whatever meeting you want. Typically, I guess you like to take more business activities at your second meeting. So we could do it for your, I guess, May 29th meeting.
I don't think we need to wait. Yeah, let's, well, first, I guess let's take a vote or motion to
So moved.
advertise it. Second. Moved and second. Am I right? All in favor? Say aye.
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 Should have asked public for comment. Is there any public comment? None at this time here in the township building, none on Zoom. Okay, perfect. Okay, so it just needs to be advertised for 1 week.
Right, so you could do it at your May 8th meeting. That would be fine. That's plenty of time to advertise if you wanted to do it then. I didn't know if, given how you're having work sessions and then your business meetings, if you wanted to put something like this on your business agenda, but it's completely up to you.
Yeah, why don't we put it on the first meeting of May?
Okay,
Just,
May
yeah, move it forward. And then hit up the sustainability task force and see who's going to be joining us. Perfect.
sounds good.
All right.
Excellent.
Thank you so much, Kristen.
Thank you. That was all I had.
Have a great night.
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 Have a good evening. All right, next, item number 3 underneath, under the engineer 2025 road program. Do we have Ross online? Okay. Welcome, Ross.
Good evening, commissioners. How are you?
Unbelievable.
Excellent.
We
Glad to
started
hear it.
this meeting off it was so exciting.
Sounds great.
Go ahead, Ross.
All right. So I'll just share my screen here. So we have one item on the agenda as a follow-up to last meeting. So just as a brief recap, we were discussing the 2025 road program. So this is a map of the township, and we'd previously identified a cluster of roads down in the south central area of the township for this year's road program. So that's a zoomed in view of those. And then last meeting, it was determined, yes, we should go ahead and approach PennDOT with our specifications and get their okay to go out to bid. So we have done that. PennDOT has no objection to the project going out to bid. The bidding schedule that we would be proposing would be to have this posted on PennBid on Monday of next week, which is April 28th. Then we would publish our advertisements starting a few days after that, and then the following week. And our bids due date would be May 22nd. And depending on whether the contractor is someone that the township has done a lot of work with and is very familiar with, we could potentially award or recommend to award the project for your May 29th meeting. Or if not, then we could do the June 12th meeting. So that'd be the proposed bidding schedule. And then just to recap, the proposed costs for the project they're broken down by road, and those would total up to about $558,849. That's our estimate of what the project cost would be, and a portion of that would be just for purchase of materials to be installed by the public works department. So we would expect the bids to be a little bit lower than this number. But if it's okay with the board, we're proposing that we would issue this project for bid starting next Monday.
Any commissioners, any questions? Comments? And at this time, how about here in the township building, public comment? Questions? None here in the township building. How about in Zoom? Right along. Sounds good. Ross, you did an outstanding job putting all that together, and appreciate you checking in with PennDOT as well, just to make sure roads would not be ripped up weeks afterwards. Good move. All right, entertain a motion to go out to bid for scope. So moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Young, second by Commissioner Evans. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 5-0. Thank you, Ross.
Thank you very much, and we will proceed accordingly.
All right. Thanks. I'll see you on Monday.
Have a great night.
Good evening. Take care. Bye.
Care. Moving up the meat and potatoes of this meeting. We will start off with the director's reports. Fire company. Patrick, welcome.
Dawn. Good evening. Hopefully, those on Zoom can hear me.
Yes.
Yes. So just a couple updates. One, I want to thank Abby and Jessica for posting this. And whoop, I'm used to looking over on my right. Too. Sorry. For posting this month about our address sign reflective markers. We've had quite a few come in the last week. So we're happy. That not only helps fire, but EMS, police identify the house quickly. So we're not circling the block or anything like that. We can mitigate the emergency or anything you may have quickly. So thank you to those residents. We're always accepting those orders. So keep them coming in. The other thing I would like to call out from the report is on training. We had 7 members and 3 of Ray's staff complete. Sorry, I didn't mean to steal your thunder if you had it, but so 10 total complete a 3-week rope operations course that was done in the month of March. So as I've said, the fire department has become a jack of all trades. Unfortunately, we don't just do fires or accidents. We have to be crafted in gas emergencies, plumbers, rope, just about everything. So just trying to broaden our horizons in training, and added another training certificate to the collection. Other than that, I have nothing else from my report unless you have any questions.
Commissioners?
No, lots of thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank you.
Have a good one.
Thank you, Patrick.
very much.
Hey, Minquist, EMS. Eric, you okay?
Good evening, Commissioners. So March was a very busy month. Still, call volume still hasn't let up. Through the first quarter, we averaged no less than 551 calls per month. Put that in perspective, we were at 400 per month in 2024. So you do the math, I think it's about 27, 30%, whatever. Did some community outreach. We have a car seat check coming up at our station on May 23rd. I'll get that over to Abby to push out to everybody. Other than that, everything seems to be going well. We're getting into summer months. Remember to hydrate. And that's pretty much all I have. Unless you have anything for me.
Commissioners? Comments?
Lots of thanks. And, you know, I guess Delco is going to start feeling what we felt for a long time. But,
Yeah. Unfortunately, we're all going to, not just Minquist, not just Calum, but all of us are going to feel the impact of that. So, yeah, we're going to be ready to help as much as we can. Our crew's already aware of the situation there. Been in talks with Ray, and you know, we're just trying to take it in stride. You know, that 551 might be 600 next month, to be honest with you. So we're just going to keep going.
keep breathing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, no.
Thank
Thank
you
you
very
very much for attending the Easter egg hunt.
Oh, it was a blast. It was a blast. Abby and her crew did a heck of a job. So it was a fun time had by all. So
And
thank-
hopefully the kids had a chance to check out the ambulance and the car
Absolutely.
seat installation.
Yep. It was a full team effort. Police, fire, and EMS, we were all there. So it was a great time had by all.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Ingleside Golf Course. Nicole, how are you doing?
Good
Hi.
evening.
Welcome.
Good to
Hi,
see you.
How are you?
You guys have my report, and but though I did want to add that I did hear the concerns about the front sign on Geo Carlson and North Bailey. Our plan is I'm designing a new landscape plan. We're going to add some substantial plant material. I'm also going to come up with a weed prevention plan. Things that have just never existed out there. It's kind of become a just it's out of the way and it gets forgotten. So those two things are happening. We're also going to start reaching out to other sign vendors to see if we can revitalize the sign, give it a new coat of paint or something like that. So I am addressing that, and I did hear the concerns. So thank you for that, pointing that out. But yeah, so March was amazing. We had the best March in the history of Ingleside.
Wow.
Wow.
Good news.
We beat revenue wise, we were 240% over 2023 and 67% over last year. So we're going in the right direction. The weather cooperated, which was nice. That's really what we needed. Yeah, I think we had 2,000 golfers in March.
Wow.
And that's a good number for that early in the year. Now's the time of year we're switching to mowing and water management, moisture management. So there's not a lot of time for the projects. So the bunker stuff has kind of stalled out. We are where we are on that project, and we'll continue next winter. But we are super proud, super excited to announce a bunch of new partnerships. We've partnered with Westchester University's physical education department. They are teaching a physical education class at Ingleside Golf Club. And they're also utilizing the practice facility and playing some golf as well. So that's a new one. Westchester University Athletic Training Department hosts their outing Sunday. So that's coming Sunday. It's a big outing we have annually. The First Tee of Greater Philadelphia, which is for kids golf, junior golf, is hosting an actual golf outing. Typically, we hosted them for teaching kids how to play golf. They come a couple times a week. Now they're actually going to play an actual tournament at the golf course, which is exciting because it's a great program. We're happy to fundraise for them. All of these are big fundraisers for these respectful. Coastal Youth Initiative is also hosting a golf outing at the golf course for a fundraiser for them. We're excited to partner with them to raise some funds for that. Coastal Football Boosters, we're going to raise some funds for them. And then we're also hosting a benefit for pediatric cancer, which should be big, and we should raise a lot of money for them. So that's exciting.
Wonderful.
We have 3 high schools that call us home. And we're out of space. We can't fit any more schools, but it's exciting that they've come to the golf course, looked at it, and decided they would like to use us for their home golf course.
That's great.
And that's a lot of fun.
That's
great. And also our West Bradford Youth Athletics Association is still hosting their clinic. It started in March. It runs through May. And then they also host one in the fall. And that's just a bunch of kids running around, learning how to play golf, learning the rules, and learning patience and managing frustration. It's exciting. The guys are working really, really hard. And we're super excited, and April's been great too. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
So we want it here.
And the best way to learn patience is to sit there and watch old men just beating their clubs on the
Taking the
ground.
turf off, right?
Nicole, I just had to say, yesterday I was in Wegmans. And I was approached by a resident who I see once every so many years. And the resident said, wow, Ingleside is really, really coming around. That manager is great. And I was able to say, yeah, she really is. So, thank you.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you, Nicole. And Public Works, Johnny.
Johnny.
Good evening, commissioners. A couple highlights for building maintenance or $20,000 bathroom.
Yes.
Yeah. Hey.
Open to the public.
Abby put up the final picture.
Abby's going to put up pictures of a bathroom. Only here in Count Township do we look at
the
bathrooms.
before and after pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it definitely helped us in the shop. Gave us room in a small garage.
Mhm.
Guys utilize that space more effectively, and we managed to get all the lockers and guys all in that area. So
Okay.
that pops up, yeah.
Mm.
And Bowen Construction did a heck of a job.
Yeah.
So that's what it used to look like.
The fan
That-
might
that
be
was
my
the
favorite
shower-
part.
That was the shower I was talking about
Mhm.
with the unused shower.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Favorite closet.
that's another shot of it.
Pickle farm.
So here's part where the lockers are in now.
Hmm.
Beautiful.
Oh,
Sweet.
stalls.
Oh,
So there's the two stalls.
that's
Looks like a bathroom. And I think I got a spot where the shower was with the sinks. Sink was at. So all done. No, you didn't get that one.
Hmm.
Well, where that shower was, they put a sink there with a tankless water heater.
Oh,
So it's a smaller
great.
water heater. Pulls less energy, so it's really efficient. So
You got rid of that box fan.
got rid of the
before.
box fan. So we got two ceiling fan exhaust fans. So
oh wow.
yep.
That's good.
Yeah, and to the left there is the new wall as well.
Yeah, it'd be to the left, the new walls up there.
Okay.
So if that first set of bank of lockers are up against that wall.
Okay. Yeah, it was a nice layout. It's put
Yeah, it
together.
took that space
Mhm.
and really, dual purpose for it.
Mhm.
Two toilets in there with the locker room. So
So it helps with the morale.
with that.
guys.
Oh yeah,
Morale,
yeah.
you know.
Morale.
Nobody's banging on the
Yeah.
door waiting for someone else to get out and stuff like that. So that helps out a lot.
Money well spent.
Thank you
for approving
that. Other maintenance stuff we did, parks, we cleaned up the parks and everything, got everything mulched over at the parks, all three of our parks for the kids and everything like that. Just pretty much maintenance stuff. Worked up at the farmhouse, starting to do the trees and stuff like that need to be pruned, and started chipping that stuff up with Wilsey. So that's going to be an ongoing thing when he gets up there and get that all complete. And pretty much that's what it is. I mean, we the trailer and the trucks that you approved to sell on Melissa bid, they went out the door and got a little bit of coin for them. So that's
Okay.
all I have.
Thank you.
Oh, and street sweeping. Oh, sorry. One more thing. The street sweeping is, complete. So that pile that you see to the right there, I mean, that's what we got off our roads.
Wow.
Of all the cinders and
Wow.
pretty much all the junk. So comes in very handy.
And I want to thank you for doing your team for getting those crosswalks painted
Not a problem.
on North Bailey between Citadel and really. You have pictures of that, Abby?
Not yet. Not yet.
We'll just have to drive there.
I have.
They look good. They look sharp.
Great. They really do.
Yeah, we got a lot more crosswalk to paint because as you've seen, the trucks going around painting our lines. So next year, we go back and do crosswalk.
I was just gonna say, I came down municipal and you can tell the difference between the painted lines and the crosswalk.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah.
we wait till they get done. So because previous years that sometime they went over our stuff too
Okay.
far and it kind of looks sloppy. So now we can take care of it the proper way. So that'd be all for my report.
All right. Hey, thank you. Commissioners, any other comments?
Thank you.
Oh,
Looking good. All right. Next, building life and safety.
Thank you,
Great.
commissioners. How are you? Permits, and rentals have been steady, through March. Code enforcement, this is kind of a busy time for code enforcement, and the fire marshals have been busy. They did, 159 enforcement activities for the month of March. Our residential projects, there are two major residential projects are continue to build and, are ongoing. The Hills of Thorndale Woods, the model single family, is now complete, which will be their initial sales office for the single family dwellings. And the first group of townhomes, is complete, and one of those will be the sales model for those as well. My Place, same thing. My Place, the last couple apartment buildings are, getting close to being finished. They're actively renting those on a regular basis as well as the townhomes. Phase 3 and 4, construction hasn't started, but the land work is still in progress. Civil service, we'll have a little bit more about that later, but we completed that process. That's about it.
Thank you.
That's right. Yeah. Commissioners, comments, questions for Ray?
Keep doing a great job and take some time off.
On the weekend.
Celebrate.
Tomorrow at 5, you're free to take as much.
Right. All right, next, police department. Chief,
Hello again.
Hello.
Sorry took up a lot of your time.
it was well worth it.
We got away from doing that during COVID, and it's nice to be able to do it again. So thank you for allowing us to do that. Tomorrow we have coffee with a cop, 9:30 to 11, at the Starbucks in the Giant.
Inside the Giant, correct? Inside the Giant?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Because I know we have a separate Starbucks.
Yeah.
Just wanted to.
Yeah, and
clarify that.
they've asked, so I think probably one of the ones we do in the future will be at the other Starbucks. Yeah.
Okay.
We try to move it around.
Mhm.
And Director Stackhouse and I have discussed doing coffee with. Come on. Come on.
Coffee with the directors?
With police and fire and EMS.
Okay.
So something we'll
A good idea.
I
talk
love
about
it.
in the future. Coffee with the zoning officer. I mean,
Yeah.
it's got a ring to it, maybe. We're working our way through the background investigation process, following police officer applicant testing. We probably will be ready to go with requests for conditional offers at the May business meeting. I see CCIU is on the agenda under the manager, so I'll probably have a little bit to add when we get to that point during the meeting. That's all I have, unless you have any questions.
Commissioners? For the chief?
No.
It was great to see most of the force here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're always welcome. Huge part of our townships.
Thank you.
Appreciate that.
Thank you, Chief.
And thanks for getting on the bat phone and making sure that Batman was out there while the police force was here.
Yeah, I mean, I think you probably heard some radios going off.
Oh, I
during
did.
the,
I did.
Mm-hmm.
one thing I forgot to mention, we had another arrest at the farmhouse. This is probably the third or fourth time now. in the
Lloyd
last
or
month. Lloyd farmhouse property,
Oh,
for trespass. Adults from Royersford, not even locals. So,
And what are they doing on the property?
filming.
Filming?
Is that more there to film? Some are,
Instagrams kind of thing?
I guess.
Whatever they use.
Yeah. But they're trying to break back in, and that's obviously an issue. But Justin O'Leary has been really good.
Yeah.
To work with, and he's got cameras. Immediately notifies us when there's activity, and we've been able to respond and catch people in the act. So you look like you were ready to say something.
Yeah, I was just going to say it is worth noting because it came up. I don't remember. Somebody called the township and said that they were notified one of the windows was now unboarded again. And Justin, in his last email to the chief, mentioned his carpenter, will get right out there and take care of it. So if it's not done already.
And he installed a padlock with a combination lock on it. So if we do need to gain access to the interior of the property, we'll be able to do that too in the future.
Dave, just one thing. I don't know if I missed this, but milestones.
Oh, milestone. Yeah, I'm sorry. I in my haste to get over here tonight, I left my monthly report.
That's all right. So I can do it for you.
I'd be
So
thrilled.
we have one milestone of 17 years of service, Sergeant Josh Whistler.
Thank you.
All right. All right. Thank you, Chief. But it doesn't make sense. Somebody will film breaking into a building. I mean, that is basically the evidence against them. Makes no sense. Okay. Talk about social media. We have community enhancement.
Hello.
Hello.
So real quick before I start, Don did just send, as requested, a photo of the crosswalk.
Oh.
Action shot. Look at that.
Very nice.
That's great. So does it show up? No, I have to share again. Okay. I just want to highlight real quick another photo, because we collected so much trash over cleanup weekend. It was epic. You can see here, you almost can't see, there are 5 truckloads full of trash, and it was a huge effort. Lots of people volunteered for multiple shifts. They volunteered every day, multiple times a day. We had lots of new volunteers, groups. It was just great. So I just wanted to thank everybody who came out to help for that. It continues to grow every year, and next year I think it'll be even bigger. So that was super exciting. Well, we have to keep going a little farther in the woods to find the trash, which is a good thing. It is good. You saw, I think, about our newsletter, statistics, website, visits, new resident postcards, and social media, with more and more events and things going on and great posts by Jess. All the numbers just keep going up, which is great because then we have more eyes on our pages for when really important information needs to get out there. So I think it's interesting always to take a look at the top content, road closings, utility issues, always pretty high up there. And then the thanks to our volunteers, which is nice. But these numbers, I don't know if they're too small for everyone to see, but we're getting 36,000 views on some of these posts. So that's and that may be multiple times for the same people. The views is just every time someone puts an eyeball on it, but that's really good. Yeah, it's great. So we're happy about that. And then also a smaller event, but I think equally important, we did maintenance on our riparian buffers, and just I want to encourage everybody as you're driving around to take a peek at the tree tubes, because you will see actual trees sticking out the top of them now. Some of them are getting pretty big, so it's very fun to see, I think. And then last but not least, and this is also could have been in Huggins's report, but we have our long-awaited playground improvements were completed today. So I drove by after work and there were already lots of kids playing on them, which is great. We're going to be replacing the 2 existing swing sets as well. So exciting, but not quite as exciting as new equipment. And other than that, happy to answer any questions.
So many questions. Commissioners, comments? Outstanding job. Just keeping the community engaged.
Thank you.
It's just wonderful to see. Also wonderful to see Ray there. Thank you, Abby. All right, Finance Department. Finance report. Well, Lisa, yeah,
Good evening,
whatever you want to highlight for us would be.
Well,
Great.
you have my report for March.
Mhm.
boring month, but that's okay.
Mhm.
We had about 15% of our real estate for 2025 collected. And now we're kind of in April, and I'm just going to shoot forward and let you know what a difference a month makes, because now we're at 80% collected.
Wow.
So a lot of people are taking advantage of that discount period, which is great. Have until April 30th to do so. A lot of ways to do that over the internet. Bring a check in. You know, we'll take it any way we can get it. But I just want to thank everybody for being proactive with getting those in. So makes it easier for everybody. It's the staff in the finance department and codes have been fantastic with taking the phone calls, etc. So I want to thank them personally for doing that. Very quiet again, but I do want to make mention that you know, due to the due diligence of our directors, staff, manager, Don, it's been an amazing 2 years as far as doing the budget for our capital items. When you have a, you know, $8-9 million budget, sometimes 25 to 30,000 doesn't really seem like a lot of money, but because we did a great job doing the budget and actually, you know, going out for grants, you know, budgeting everything the proper way, we've been able to buy all of our capital items outright. And over the last 2 years, we've saved about $25,000 to $30,000 in interest that we didn't have to pay out.
Great.
Again, not huge in the grand scheme of our total budget, but I think it was, you know, it's just worth the mention. So I'd like to thank all of the directors for, again, using CoStar's grants. You know, Abby and the chief have done an amazing job going out for that, as well as Director Stackhouse and Huggins as well. So thank you for making my job that much easier. I appreciate it. But again, not a big jolt, but worth a mention.
Steady.
So,
Thank you very much.
thank you. That's all I have.
Lisa, good business practice. Staying ahead of
Strategy.
On
Kevin Long, the hitting coach.
oh
I say by tomorrow afternoon.
yeah.
Thank you, Lisa. We do have a check run to approve. Check run 53,873 to 53,939 with a manual check of 314. Commissioners, any comments, questions? If not, entertain a motion to approve the check.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Young, second by Commissioner Tindaro. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Checks have been approved, 5-0. Great. Township manager, we have first on the agenda here.
Good evening, Commissioners. A couple of items this evening. The first two agenda items are exciting. It's been a long process, but Director Stackhouse and the Civil Service Commission have been working very hard to formalize hiring of firefighter, Vale Fire Company, and I'll allow Director Stackhouse to speak more about those two agenda items.
Commissioners, after a couple months process of competitive testing, that included physical agility, written testing, and then oral interviews, and then background checks, we were able to present a list of 13 names to the Civil Service Commission. And then before you tonight, we presented 10 names. Ron Miller is here representing the Civil Service Commission if you'd have any questions from him. Other than that, you have the 10 names, and you have the recommendations for potential hires.
Thank you, Ray. Excuse me, and just to make this official, I'll read the information. On April 9th, 2025, the Civil Service Commission, Ron, held a public meeting to formally approve and adopt the firefighter applicant eligibility list, which follows followed a process of applicant testing and background investigation. As explained during their public meeting, the commission also certified names on the list in rank order for this board's hiring consideration. So in accordance with civil service rules, 10 names were submitted to the Board of Commissioners this evening to select 7 to fill the vacancies in the Department of Building Life and Safety. Prior to tonight's meeting, we did hold an executive session to review the firefighters' applications for applicants who were certified and presented to the board for hiring consideration. So this is a 2-motion process. The first motion is to approve the Civil Service Commission's official eligibility list, which we were handed earlier.
So moved.
Okay, moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Evans, second by Commissioner Tindaro. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Passes 5-0. And as Mr. Stackhouse had mentioned, we do have Ron Miller here from the Civil Service Board. Do we have any questions for him at this point? None at this time. Ron, is there anything you would like to say before? No. It's good to have you. Good to see you. Thank you. And Denise, since you didn't have a microphone, just make sure we have that in the comments. Thanks. All right. Any questions from the public? Do not see anyone here with their hand raised. Anyone in Zoom? No? All right. Motion number 2 is authorize the Director of Building Life and Safety to extend conditional offers of employment to the firefighters applicants. And I will read their names: Zachary Holmes and Jacob Labonte. And these 2 are for the full-time positions. And we have Colin Finn, Jacob Bailey, Jonathan Huco, Jeremy Sullivan, and Dylan Kane for the part-time positions. We'll entertain a motion.
So
Second.
Oh, okay. What do we got here? Moved by, it all came out at once. Moved by Commissioner Kennedy. I believe second by Commissioner Young.
No.
No, Mark?
Yes.
Commissioner Evans. All right. All in favor? Say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Yeah. Motion passes 5-0. Congratulations.
Thank you, Commissioners. That really puts us to the point where we're able to fill shifts 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That brings us, once we get these people on board, that'll bring us to 9 part-timers and 4 full-timers that are firefighters, plus a full-time deputy fire marshal and 2 other fire marshals that also respond. So between that and Chief Taylor and the volunteers that are available, you know, that gets us out the door much quicker and with a crew that can be effective.
Perfect. Thank you all for
Thank
your
you.
involvement in this moving. So looking forward to it. Thank you. All right, next, Princess Beckman Farm, Davis, the MOU that we discussed at the last meeting. Mr. Remazal,
Thank
take
you,
that.
Commissioners. As we discussed at the workshop meeting weeks ago, this was a long process, several weeks. First and foremost, I want to thank Colin, Mr. Evans, Kristen Camp for reviewing the document, and of course the directors who also reviewed the language of the MOU. As I mentioned at the workshop, this is an agreement established between the township and a newly nonprofit Friends of Acton Davis Farm. The understanding outline rules, responsibilities, guidelines, deadlines, etc., as far as how to best manage that relationship between those 2 entities. If this MOU is established by Board of Commissioners this evening, it will need to go before the Board of Spackman Davis Farm, Friends of, for signature as well. The current version of this agreement, it expires the end of the year, so it gives us a chance to run through those provisions, test run, so to speak, between now and the end of the year. And then we would need a period that would be determined at that time by January 1st. There have not been any changes in the MOU since the last meeting, and welcome any questions.
All right, commissioners, comments, questions?
Exciting.
Yep. A lot of work went into it, and it's going to be exciting to see how it operates. And it'll definitely be an asset to the township, because some of the people that have a passion, for this, are going to be participating in a way that it's going to not depend solely on the budget of the township to operate. And that's going to be so helpful, why people are also, watching it grow and preserving something that they have, a lot of affection for. And we're going to support it as well. So being able to do it jointly is going to make it move quickly. So I support it 100%.
Yikes.
Okay, residents here in the township building, any comments, questions, excitement, jumping up and down? Anyone in Zoom? Zoom folks are jumping up and down. We just don't see it.
They're out there.
But what do we have? Seven folks?
Yeah.
Online?
8. Somebody might have dropped off.
They're all excited. All right. We'll entertain a motion to approve the MOU.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Evans, second by Commissioner Kennedy. Favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 5-0.
Do it.
Free money. More
Fun
free
money.
money.
Fun money. Not fun money.
Fun money.
Fun money.
Do we have the skid steer?
We do, yes.
Oh, we do?
Yes.
I'm sorry, just wanted to add again, Tom Parr, who was on Zoom, sent a text to say he is jumping up and down.
I knew it. I could feel it. All the excitement. But okay, so we do have the skid steer.
We do have the skids.
Yeah.
I think commissioners, this is, we discussed this at the workshop meeting as well.
Mhm.
If you recall, we had a fun video showing the work that can be done by the skid steer. This is a useful piece of equipment that was in the budget, this year's capital budget, capital fund budget. And it's would be very useful, especially with some of the activities that township is engaged in, stormwater management project that we're moving forward with some of the repairs, removing some of the grates. It's a difficult task bringing the heavier equipment out there. This is a smaller piece of equipment that could do that function at an easier way. I know Director Huggins is here this evening. If you care to add any words associated with this purchase, it is a CoStarz, as Lisa mentioned earlier. It's a CoStarz purchase, which does save some money for the township.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, any question? I mean, this.
Yeah.
I think the camera is not pointing up.
No, I'd just like to say, thanks for approving that purchase. It'll definitely help us out as far as the smaller roads we have. It's so many attachments that we have that for plowing, parking lots, and stormwater work that'll help out a lot with that. So appreciate voting on that.
I did. And reading Lisa's memo, I mean, not only did we receive the 20% discount, but on top of that, another 10,600 they dropped
From the previous quotes we got.
Yeah. Now we're just down to 100. Is it 102,000 even?
Well,
Yeah.
that's great.
Very good. We appreciate that. All right. Commissioners, comments, questions on that?
Great price, great negotiation. Thank you.
You know what we call this?
What's that?
That's the start the car moment, right?
And I don't know if you've seen a picture, just to add, so it comes with a planer attachment, which some of our roads, if you see like cracks and stuff on some of our roads, it's just a surface crack. So we'll be able not to dig the whole road up. We can just plane down maybe 2 inches, 3 inches, put a top layer back on it, and preserve the road, you know. So we're not wasting a bunch of money digging it all the way up with a backhoe sometimes. So it does come with that attachment.
Okay.
Thank you.
I think he sold us. All right, I'll reach out here. Township, any comments, questions?
I have a question. I'm not the best math student, so correct me if I'm wrong, but I came up with $99,120 instead of $102,000, unless I made a mistake. But thank you.
We're going to approve it for 102. If it's 99, we'll take that.
We'll take it.
Yeah, check out the map. All right, no comments here in the township building. Anyone in Zoom? None at this time? Perfect. Entertain a motion to authorize township manager to sign for the purchase. The skid loader.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Evans, second by Commissioner Tindaro. All in favor? Say aye.
Aye. Until we check the balance on it.
I would say just not to exceed.
Not to exceed.
Not to exceed.
Not to exceed 102,000.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Looks good. All right.
Yep.
Planning Commission. Oh, the meeting. Oh, these are the hybrid meeting policies.
Can we do that as a,
Omnibus.
an omnibus?
Definitely the planning commission, still commission.
You mean all three of
for
them?
all of them?
All four.
Four.
Oh, there's 4.
Omnibus.
1, 2, 3.
Planning
You have
commission, historical
three
parks
the
and Rec.
hybrid meeting policy states.
It's for 3.
Two of them they're not all uniform. I can explain some of the differences. They're very, very close.
Mm-hmm.
So probably if you don't mind doing individual ones, that would probably be preferred just because of the fact there are some subtle changes.
What do you want to explain to us the subtle changes there?
Of course.
Perfect.
Yeah, agenda item 6.5 to 6.7. This is of course, the hybrid meeting policy that's adopted by the commissioners each year. Section 2 of that policy requires boards, commissions, to go through and adopt their own policy or, adopt the board's policy. The Historical Commission and Parks and Rec Commission opted. It is the provision regarding. Bear with me 1 second. I apologize. Subsection 4, part 6, essentially the meeting recording and posting requirements. The Planning Commission felt they would like to maintain the ability to record if it ever is necessary. So in that, Planning Commission changed that language from the board's policy, all hybrid meetings shall be recorded. Planning Commission's all hybrid meetings may be recorded. Provides that flexibility, whereas the other boards and commissions, because of the size and activities, they simply removed that section from the hybrid meeting policy. So Planning Commission has that small change to section 6, and Historical Commission and Parks and Rec simply removed that section. So that is the only difference between all other components of the policy remain the same. So it is just that one section regarding the
Okay. Explanation? Hi, commissioners, any comments?
Yeah.
Just so you can say the word.
Yes.
No other questions?
No.
Here in the township building, any questions? Residents? None this time. Anyone in Zoom? All right, entertain a motion. I'll go one by one. Entertain a motion to approve Planning Commission's hybrid meeting policy.
So moved.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Young, second by Commissioner Tindaro. All in favor? Say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 5-0. Entertain a motion to approve the Historical Commission's hybrid
So
policy.
moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Young, second by Commissioner Evans. All in favor? Say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 5-0. And last but not least, motion to approve Park and Rec hybrid meeting policy.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Young, second by Commissioner Evans. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 5-0. Sustainability Task Force report.
Thank you, commissioners. And of course, this has been about 12 months in the works. We have at the workshop meeting, of course, a great presentation by Sustainability Task Force, highlighting the work that they've done and making forward. One of those recommendations was acted on this evening by the commissioners.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, it's based on the information received from the work of the Sustainability Task Force, up to the consideration to adopt that working document. Abby worked very hard on that with the group. I don't know if you have anything like to add.
I think you heard a lot about it from us the last time, but yeah, it was a really good process. It was a great group, and I think everybody's really happy with the product that we put out, and excited to start acting on these things already, which is great, and make sure that the residents, should it be adopted, know what we're doing and get more people involved. So yeah, we're excited about it.
Fully involved. Commissioners, comments, questions? Exciting, huh?
Yeah. Keep an environment healthy and safe and fun to live in. That's what's gonna sustain us. All about.
That's what it's all about. All right, reach out here, township, folks, any comments, questions from public? None at this time. One in Zoom. Entertain a motion to approve the April 2025 Sustainable Community Task Force report that was so excellently, yes, done, shown, displayed, presented. Yeah, thank you. Sorry, no coffee this evening, so we're winging it. But excellent group, and I hope they all are part of the EAC. I'm looking out.
I'm told.
There you go. Right. So who motion?
I'll second.
Okay, motion by Commissioner Evans, second by Commissioner Young. All in favor? Say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Passes 5-0. It was exciting, and it is up on the website. True.
The draft was up attached to the agenda, but now that it's approved, we will start a new website for it and put it up there and make it look really cool. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll do that tomorrow.
Okay.
Nice.
Beautiful. And for the folks that want to be on this task force, it was brought up earlier this evening, and maybe you already know, but Chester County Planning Commission, on their website, they have a sustainability seminar, is it, or class on May 17th?
So I think a number of the task force members are already planning on attending. Yeah, it should be a good debate.
Yes. Good plug. All right, get them involved now. Great. That CCIU discussion.
Thank you, commissioners.
Always need one topic to bring us down. Yeah.
CCIU.
This is, as you know, for the past several months, going agenda item, providing updates to the board and the community. Now, many staff here, Director Stackhouse and the chief, myself have had numerous meetings, as you're aware, with the IU. And this issue, of course, didn't happen overnight. It's been an issue for years, decade. But I do believe, Chief, if you're comfortable providing an update, there may be some action moving forward that could help address.
So as of last week, we're up to 326 calls for service. Their school year goes through the second week of June. So look at last week, it's almost another 3 months until we get to the end of their school year. Last Wednesday, they had their board meeting, and one of the items on the agenda were to approve a partnership or contract with the Chester County Sheriff's Office to provide for school police or school resource officers. I haven't had a chance to follow up with Sheriff Dykes. We had preliminary discussions weeks ago when it was still a concept in its infancy, and we really didn't want to get into too much detail until it was approved. And based on the agenda item last week, it appears that it has been. I don't have any details. I don't anticipate that it will start until next school year. Like I said, I don't have any details. If they follow through with it, it remains to be seen what impact it'll have. Obviously, we're not out of the picture. Schools, campus is still in our township. So those details will have to be worked out between our department and the sheriff's department as far as, overall responsibilities. So I'll keep the board informed as I get more information along those lines.
At least a step.
I'm sorry?
At least a step in some direction.
Correct.
Interesting to see how it plays out.
Thank you, Chief.
They don't have summer school session, do they?
They do, but it's a much smaller student population, and our numbers are significantly less during the summer months.
This is just a piece of the puzzle. I feel a little bit of a relief for you. A little.
Look, I hope it works out. As the manager mentioned, we've been involved in discussions with, their leadership now for a year, and nothing else has worked. And despite them trying to convince this board that what goes on there is normal, I think I've month after month have given you anecdotal data to suggest that it is anything but that. For the best.
Thank you.
Hey, Chief.
Chief. Thank you, Don. Next, resolution 2025-12, the Thorndale SEPTA line. Mr. Vimazal, you want to bring us up to date on this?
Thank you.
A hot topic.
Yes.
Yes, as I'm sure you may have seen, heard, read, the 2025-2026 SEPTA budget presentation on, I believe it was April 10th. Demonstrated a deficit, and we're proposing a number of service cuts throughout the entire network, one of which being the closure of the Paoli-Thorndale line, which of course would impact the train station. In that release of the budget, of course, there was a direct ask to the General Assembly for support. It was a several million, $200 million budget gap that they needed to close in order to maintain that service. The resolution before you this evening is a request urging our elected officials in the State House and Senate to use their leadership in the General Assembly to ensure that that line remains open. It of course would have a significant impact to the community, and it's something that as the General Assembly moves through budget discussions for next year's fiscal plan, this is something that should and needs to be considered. So the resolution hopefully will be able to demonstrate that. SEPTA will be making their decisions on the annual budget. I believe it's June 26th. And of course, the state budget deadline, they need to have a budget by July 1st. So I'm happy to field any questions with the end of the information I have. And of course, that the agenda item is listed as discussion and or action, and we can proceed as the board would like.
Commissioners, comments, questions?
I was just wondering, in the event that this does happen, will we have to make a appeal to Amtrak to keep our station open?
It's a wonderful
Sorry.
station. One of the few along the line that
Yeah.
has full accessibility. It would certainly be something that we'd have to pursue in the event that this moves forward. We are hopeful, of course, that we're able to find a resolution.
Yes.
And ensure that that line, the SEPTA regional rail line, remains open. But in the event that changes would occur, that's certainly a path we would pursue.
Thank you.
Having a rail station. In a township. I know that sounds so childlike, but it's a big deal.
Need our trains.
There's a lot of people who rely on that to get back and forth from work to work, and the not only rail cuts but bus cuts, trolley cuts, and other mass transit that comes along with it will be cut. One of the things I was reading, so they have a $220 million gap in funding. So the reason that Amtrak or the Paley Thorndale line is on the chopping block is that they pay Amtrak $47 million a year to lease Amtrak's lines. And because the Paley Thorndale operates on the Amtrak line, they would terminate those leases, saving them $47 million. That's why the whole entire Paley Thorndale line is on the chopping block, because they would terminate the lease with Amtrak. So it's a vital service. It would completely overload the Amtrak line on the Paley Thorndale line and leave those stations woefully unprepared for the amount of people that would be trying to get on those trains at those locations. And the Downingtown station is not complete. The Coachville station is not complete. Those stations can't handle everybody trying to go to those locations at this point.
According to new traffic projections from the Delaware Valley Regional Planning Commission, these cuts will put an additional 275,000 cars per day on the region's interstates and highways.
Don't need that.
Can't, there's nothing sustainable about that. So,
It would also cut all special services in the city for games.
yeah.
So many of us take either SEPTA or Amtrak down to 30th Street and then or City Hall and transfer to the Orange Line, and those would be cut for games.
It's not good.
Every day you see on the news that SEPTA, they don't have enough workers. Lines are being stopped. People are being stopped in pursuit of work and moving around the city every day. I'm hearing it on the news.
Just look at if you go up and down Lincoln Highway in the morning, if you drive to work, there's lots of people that stand out there waiting for the bus. That's how they get back and forth to work. Without that reliable service, people won't have access to reliable jobs.
Considering just last year, we had developer build one of the largest, affordable housing units along our 30 corridor. And we sold these folks on public transportation, which is the convenience, grabbing the train, grabbing the bus.
And then they're going to take it away.
Yeah, so this is an urgent matter, and under this resolution, should we have somebody read this? Mark loves reading.
Certainly can.
The same one?
Yeah.
Yeah, just so everyone, in Zoom and whatnot, understand what we're signing here.
A resolution of Township, Chester County, Resolution 2025-12. Whereas, as elected commissioners serving over 15,000 residents of Cowan Township, we have serious concerns regarding the proposed 2025-2026 annual budget released by SEPTA on April 10th, 2025, including the elimination of the Paoli-Thorndale Regional Rail Line. And whereas the proposed SEPTA budget appears to prioritize short-term savings over the long-term sustainability of this vital public transportation service. And whereas overall ridership on the Paoli-Thorndale line from 2021 to 2024 have increased by 57%, with almost half of this growth occurring in the very last year of reported ridership, while the cost per passenger has decreased by more than 60% during the same period. And whereas the removal of this vital public transportation option will undoubtedly increase traffic congestion on the already strained roadway systems, decrease property values throughout Cowan Township, as well as halt significant progress toward transit-oriented economic revitalization in Thorndale Village built around the Thorndale train station. And whereas we urge our elected officials in Harrisburg to support public transportation, including SEPTA, by adopting a 2025-2026 Commonwealth budget that ensures the continued operation of the Paoli-Thorndale Regional Rail Line. Now, therefore, adopted by the Cowan Township Board of Commissioners on this 24th day of April, 2025. You.
Good job. All right. And as noted here, we urge our elected officials in Harrisburg, and we have several letters ready to go out.
That is correct. Yes, we do. We have letters that go into a little more detail, going to our elected officials, urging them to use their position in Harrisburg to ensure that the line remains active for the entire community.
It's good to know that they all do support public transportation and they're going to go fight for this.
Fight for us.
Commissioners, any other comments? Anyone here in the township building? And this time, in Zoom, no comment? All right. I will entertain a motion to approve resolution 2025-12.
So moved. Second.
You can pick. Everybody just kind of said yes. Denise, it's your call on who. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. She passes 5-0. Beautiful. The Count England Proclamation. Rimazal, what do we have?
Thank you, commissioners. As you know, we do have our delegation from Cowan Township heading over to England to represent Chester County community, Cowan Township, with Cowan, England. As has been done in the past, proclamation is before you that they would be bringing with them, present to your counterparts the other side of the Atlantic. I believe their trip is in May, mid-May.
Okay. Commissioners, comments, questions?
We have a one of our
She's smiling.
travelers here in the back.
Patty, would you like to say anything? No? Just so excited. Well, before we vote on this,
It's great that we're getting warmed up with them again. A little.
COVID kind of.
Yeah.
So who's going to be traveling? You're going alone? Oh. 6 of, okay, team of 6.
All right, look forward to that. And I did ask Commissioner Young to read the proclamation for us this evening. He forgot his gown and wig, but
I think you only asked me because we're the same age, me and 20. So a proclamation of the Board of Commissioners of Cowan Township, Chester County, Pennsylvania. Whereas Cowan Township has had a long and prosperous history evident by the actions of the township's original settlers who created and established Cowan Township as the location of settlement and commerce 75 years before the Declaration of Independence was drafted. And whereas the residents of Cowan Township have always been an industrious and forward-thinking community that continues the various skills inherited from the settlers that hail from Cowan, the town of Callan in Wiltshire, England, who established their existence by manufacturing mills, freight, and transportation. And whereas a delegation from Callan Township is proudly celebrating a visit to their English twin of Callan, England, and Callan Township appreciates its unique residents and the lasting friendship that have resulted from participating in the international twinning program since 1982. And whereas the Board of Commissioners of Callan Township recognize the value of having international partners to help explore the history of our communities and partake in cultural exchange activities that broaden our understanding and appreciation of our distinct identities. And whereas the Board of Commissioners and a delegated group of citizens donate their time and efforts to ensure that this relationship will last, that we continue to explore the combined issues that our communities face, including but not limited to environmental sustainability, citizen engagement, and governing to create healthy communities. And whereas the unique relationship allows civic leaders to gather knowledge on international level to solve local challenges, now therefore let it be proclaimed that the Board of Commissioners of Callan Township, Chester County, Pennsylvania, wishes to recognize and commemorate the 2025 twinning visit with the town of Callan, Wiltshire, England, April 24th, 2025.
All right.
Hey,
Beautiful.
Josh.
Yay.
Well, we wish you Godspeed on your trip over.
Yes.
You would never do that.
You're not the one I'm worried about. No, that's a
Yes.
joke.
And please tell everyone we said hi.
Yes.
Yes.
For the,
Oh, perfect.
for the semi-quincentennial.
All right.
Oh, wow. That is special in itself right
Yeah.
there.
Mm.
They'll be the headliners of the Spackman Davis Farm.
Yeah.
That is wonderful. Yes. Yeah, just let Don know. Perfect. Thank you. Okay, so with that said, entertain a motion to approve the proclamation.
Second.
Moved. Everything happened over here too quick. Commissioner Young, a second by Commissioner Evans.
No, we're just kidding.
Yep, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Motion passes 5-0. Perfect. Board minutes to approve, April 10th. The comments, changes needed. If not, entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Evans, second by Commissioner Kennedy. All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion passes 5-0. All right, additional business. Additional business at this time.
1 minute to be done before.
Yeah, it's still early, guy. This public comment. Oh, yes, Ron, come on up to the mic. I need you on the mic, please.
Yeah.
Yes. Mm.
Let's use specific. Bottom line is how much does it cost?
Yeah.
What percent is, what percent?
Right.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Many share the same opinion.
And just to put a emphasis on it, it's other counties.
Yeah.
It's not the Callan or Coatesville thing. It's what county is it? Thank you.
Good work.
Further business? Entertain a motion
So
to
moved.
adjourn.
Second.
Moved in second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Meeting adjourned. Thank you, everyone. Have a good evening. 9:01.